Hello there, many thanks for tuning in to Y254 Lifestyle Wednesday. Tonight we'll be looking at the modeling industry. I'll be speaking to Ryan, aka Nush. He's the president of the Zuri Africa Global Trust. We want to see how much is into this industry and is it lucrative, by the way, and so much so we want to see the event that will be upcoming, what they are looking forward to. Keep it to Y254. Send in your comments or questions to all our social media platforms at Y254 channel. My name is Dereva Hilary. Welcome to the program and we begin right away. Karibu sana. Welcome to Kenya and welcome to Y254 studios.
Karibu, welcome.
Now, I would love to understand or to know more about the Global Trust. Just before we get into the event that will be upcoming, tell us more about the Global Trust.
The Global Trust was founded in South Africa, that's 2014, with an idea of differentiating what African culture means and how best we can penetrate the global market as Africans.
Right.
So we were founded in South Africa 2014. It's Heritage House.
Yeah. And how has the business been? How has the reception been for those years?
No, the impact is strong. The brand is bigger than the individuals. And we've always said we run as a collective. So Africa, with a collective mindset, with one mindset, then, I mean, nothing can beat it.
And so far, how many countries have joined you?
We have over 22 countries.
Right.
22, I think. It's actually over 26 countries now. So for the first year, we said, let's focus on 22 plus. Then next year, we penetrate even up to 34 plus.
Oh.
So the response is overwhelming.
That's quite awesome. Now, maybe you could tell us what was the motivation and the inspiration to begin as such?
I think we discovered that there was a gap in terms of how us as Africans are recognized outside. Remember, Africa is a brand.
Right. But
how then do we sell Africa as a brand? And we felt as Africans, our brand is not really stepping out in terms of the content that goes out through media platform, through individuals that then travel and then they discover a new land and then they adopt new cultures, which has got nothing to do with being an African. So the motivation was that, okay, let's come up together as collective so that we're able to influence the global space. How we then influence the global space is what Zuri Africa Queen defines. Zuri Africa Queen is a project that runs under Zuri Africa Global Trust.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to believe you work with young people, like I have seen, and what is into place, or how do you encourage, or the strategies you have in mentoring young people and nurturing their talents?
The strategy as a Global Trust, number one, we identify our partners from all different walks of life. First is Africa. We also got global partners from the United States, Canada, UK, etc., etc. But our number one protocol, we discover who's our partner in the African market, who can take our brand to launch it in their country, to run it in their country as a platform that then defines who's supposed to take part. So we run auditions at the national level where we work with national directors who are the franchise holder of our brand. So they run auditions, that's their selection platform, through auditioning, through scouting, through, we also open what you call it, participation platforms, where we say if you think you got the gift, if you think you're a cultural leader, because what we promote after all, it's cultural leadership. So if you think you got the skills of a leader and you think this is a platform that you can really stand out and become a sound voice, then you come up.
Then that begs the question, what does it take to become a model?
What does it take to become a model? Okay, the modeling part is well defined with the national directors, because when I sit here, I'm looking at a program. I'm not really keen about the models themselves. The platform that is really keen about the models is then the national directors who run the modeling agencies. Because through the modeling agencies, because you are taking the cultural leadership skill together with, to fuse it with beauty and brains. Where do you get the beauty? The beauty, then you get it through working with the national directors who run modeling agencies. But for the women that in the modeling sector, then when we work with them, we are just molding them to become leaders. We are molding them to become influencers. We are molding them to believe and stand up for what they believe is right. What is right? Being an African is right. There's nothing wrong with being an African. There's everything right being an African. But there's everything wrong when an African decides to be something else, which then doesn't have a definition. I'll give an example. When you look at the way Zuri Africa Queen is designed, it's designed in such a way that the woman that wins or the women that participate are promoted to be in their organic form. When you say organic form, we're talking about the organic true identity of an African woman. What is it? It's from head to toe. The language should speak without anybody asking you, are you an African, you're not. If you look at for an example, you take a queen who is promoting a certain initiative, you take them outside the country, but from head to toe, nothing defines, only the sash that is defining what Miss, what Africa. Okay. It's not enough. Let everything speak from head to toe that I am African and I'm proud. But then if you are compromised, what do I mean by being compromised? You're an African, but you got Brazilian hair, you got long nails from Spain, you got Italian dress and everything, and people tend to doubt. But when a true queen comes in its organic form, it then also lures tourists to say, okay, wow, I really need to go to Africa and check out what's happening down there.
All right, you made a statement that I kind of feel, okay, I don't want to go there because it may bring some issues with our ladies because they love to look good in these years.
Yes.
But then you just mentioned about partnership and you've spoken about European countries. But for a long time, Africa has been accused of relying more of the West. Now, when you partner with them, what do you look for from them?
From the partners,
yes,
we have a guide. You got a franchise guide that defines how that program is supposed to operate. So we are looking at capabilities, who is capable of delivering what needs to be delivered with this brand called Zuri Africa Queen. So that's what we are looking at, to say, okay, fine, if you're going to take up this franchise, you need to be in form. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For the past 5 years or so, what has been the greatest achievement that you have made as Zuri?
Okay, we have been very influential because number one, when we invested 6 years in building a brand, and how we invested it from South Africa, we have been running and partnering with other programs just to help them cushion whatever they're doing. We have operated also in Zambia. We have operated in Malawi. We've been in Zimbabwe, just to build the brand in terms of launching of agencies. We launched agencies in different countries to then use that as a hub to discover the organic culture and mentor women into ethno-cultural leaders. So in terms of achievement, yes, we have achieved in a lot of countries. And today we are in Kenya.
Right.
Because of that, the brand has become too strong. And today we're in Kenya, and Kenya is hosting. And I believe, this is the first ever to happen in Kenya, to have international models. I think we got over 40-something participants who are coming into the countries. Because Zuri recognized the queen's role, it recognized the prince's role. So we've got the queens and the princesses that are coming into the country for the very first time as an international program. So to us, that's a major success.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm interested to know how the reception is here in Kenya and how people have contributed. But as you respond to that as well, we have seen such initiatives come maybe to drive funds or to have an agenda or having something that will be pronounced out here. But then as you work in Kenya and the event that is upcoming, are you looking into maybe raising funds to a certain project, or you just want to showcase Africa?
For now, we're not looking at raising funds. We thank God for our host partner, which is Africa Models. They've partnered with us to say, okay, let's give Kenya a chance. So such programs, when they come in a country, the country's got a lot more to benefit. Number one, the Ministry of Tourism. They benefit because these are tourists coming into the country. Number two, you find if you've got the Reserve Bank, they're benefiting also in Forex because these tourists are coming to leave their monies here. They have Forex in the country. And at the same time, we are a program that says we do not work against the government, we work with the government. We have a wing that is saying, government, this is what we are running with. So we partner. Our biggest stakeholder should be the government and is the government, the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Education. Because why are we in the country? Also to educate people about the Kenyan culture. So when the countries come, they want to see what Kenya is all about. I've been in the country for 4 days now, and what I see is amazing. I got an amazing story to go out there and tell.
Thank you.
Because I'm an African ambassador. So Kenya's got a lot to benefit. Because when I come here, when I step in, I'm an ambassador for Africa. Then when I go, I'm then influencing people to say, you know what, Kenya is an amazing country. Kenya is like this. Because I focus on the positives of a country. And from the time that I landed here, I'm just seeing amazing stories. So that is what Zuri wants to dub. Then as a collective, we are saying now, as different as we are not different. What do I mean? We are different because of borders. Who put the borders in place? It's not us, the Africans. It's a foreign element. We're just saying, okay, we can still break those borders, but not the physical, but the way we trade. Like right now, we are together, we are talking.
True.
We have broken the borders. Or saying now we can communicate as if Africans, we can come out with solutions and say how best then can we do that. How we do that when you combine these countries that are coming to showcase organic culture, the true roots of who we are, will succeed because it's a collective of voices. Africans are saying, you know what, we love who we are, we package ourselves, we take that to the global community. And the next thing, the global community will be knocking at Zuri Africa doors to say, you know what, we want to invest in Africa, how do you go about it? And because we've got a relationship with the government and the ministries, we have a discussion to say, you know what, there are people who want to invest in Kenya. How can you assist them? Because we are the voice.
Right.
So there is so much that Kenya is going to benefit from this program.
Yeah, one of the things I have noticed, and in a moment you'll be seeing some of the models, you're working with the designers. These kind of people who make these dresses and the attires that you have, they are African.
Yes, yeah.
What really is into these? Why? Because we have seen other models, they have this kind of designs, the kind of clothes they wear, the kind of attires they showcase. This one is purely African.
It's purely African, and the creative sector, we strongly work with them. You mentioned the designers. It's good that you noticed that designers are our friends. They are our partners. It's a collective of different elements, because when you want to put in the components of culture, you've got different players. The designers, the African what you call it, artists that are going to perform there. The musicians, they play a vital role also in the program. The musicians, the designers. So we have a collection of designers that we said, you know, come through, not just from Kenya, because remember, we've got queens that have been prepared for the past 1 year in their countries, and they've been working very closely with their designers as well. All of them, they are so much passionate about who we are as Africans, and the correction is between us as Africans. They say, okay, fine, how do we package ourselves for a global market?
For these designers, for every country that you're working with right now, you said about 22. Now, for every country, like for an example, Kenya, you are in Kenya. You're working with Kenyan designers, or you have come with your own?
The Kenyan queens, the Kenyan princes, they are working with their own.
Awesome. That's
what we promote. There is no need to say, okay, we need to take another designer from somewhere to dress a Kenyan queen. It's not going to tell a true story. If you're coming from Tanzania, your Tanzanian designer going to dress you,
right? Because
they understand the dynamics of the dress codes and everything. So for Kenya, it's being dressed with Kenyan designers. The Nigerians are being dressed with the Nigerian designers. That's how we work.
And these designers, they have to work with what you have in mind, or it's what they will have?
All right, we have categories. We just give categories. Number one, we are saying on Zuri Africa global platform, you're coming to tell a story. How to tell a story? We got 6 categories, right? Number one is the traditional.
All right.
We are saying, okay, fine, tell us a story where the dress started from. And remember, culture is not defined by dress. Dress is just a symbol of where you come from. Culture has a lot of components. Those are what we are addressing. That's what we are showcasing. We're not just showcasing dress. You're not just going to see women coming in, walking in and go. That's how different we are. They're coming in and they're going to tell us why they're wearing the traditional dress.
Right.
They're coming to tell us why they're wearing the modern dress, which is now. They're coming to tell a story why they're wearing the heritage dress, which is the national symbol dress, or some they call it a national costume. They're also coming to tell us a story why they're wearing the creative dress.
Right.
Because by working with the designers also, we are challenging them to be creative. Then at the same time, the final thing is we are also challenging them to think 20 years ahead.
Right.
For Kenya, we can say, okay, as a designer, can you show us the futuristic dress? 20 years from now, how are you going to dress? But it's defined also in the way they're going to work with the designers.
All right. At this juncture, I would want us to see the models that we have in studio and see how they are dressed and get to understand about the traditions, like you have mentioned. Why such an attire and what message does it send out there? So our modelists are coming right now. Yes, please come in. Exactly. So if you could actually explain to us, maybe I'll begin from that end, sir. We have a gentleman there. What kind of message is being sent with this kind of an attire?
Okay, at this gesture, I think I'm going to leave the platform because I'm also learning and enjoying to learn the Kenyan culture.
Right.
So I'll be biased if I tell you, okay, this is from, there's one I learned from.
Then we can hear from them then.
Yeah, we can actually hear from them.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about your hat here.
My name is Kevin Onjao, and what I'm wearing, it comes from our culture. I'm half Kikuyu and half Kamba, and from our own mothers, they usually use this. They're called this calabash.
Yes.
In so many things. Some of them store milk. Some of them do different things with it. They put porridge for the kids and everything. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How about the next?
Okay, I'm Brian Mwendo Sankao. What I'm wearing comes from my culture. I'm half Akamba and half a Maasai. The red part comes from the Maasai part, and the green part, the Kamba.
Wow.
Yeah.
I expected a yellow anyway. That's okay.
Oh, there's no yellow.
All right.
My name is Queenville Wanyama. I'm wearing Ankara, or we call it Kitenge. This is mainly from Nigeria, but we've also adopted as other African countries.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, finally.
My name is Immaculate Paulette. I'm wearing, I've used a Kikoi fabric. It was used at the coastal part of Kenya. So I've used the Kikoi to bring out the African theme.
All right. So as you can see, Kenya is beautiful.
No, it's amazing. And you see there are men as well. We've been talking about ladies here.
Yes.
And you could ask me why the men's are there.
Tell me about it.
It's just a symbol to say when the queen is going to be crowned, there's going to be a king who's waiting to usher the queen to the throne.
How
so
wonderful.
that's a concept that we're using. And you find there's a prince waiting to usher the princess to her throne.
Okay.
Because the prince plays a pivotal role.
All right. I'll request our models not to tire. We'll be finishing in a bit. But for now, tell me about the upcoming event.
Well, the upcoming event is amazing. I've been 3 days in the country just to see if everything is in order. Everything is ready. We want to see the venue. The venue is Weston Hotel.
Weston Hotel?
Yeah, here in Nairobi.
Who is invited?
Everybody's invited, and just a couple of days we've been inviting all the ambassadors.
Okay.
Because all the embassies, they're also stakeholders. They need to receive their queens.
How about the public?
The public is number one pronto, so they're all invited.
Are we coming with tickets or? Because
Well,
is it free?
No, it's not free.
Yeah, because
it's not free because the reason why it's not free is to control the crowd. If you say it's free, then it's going to be disaster. So it's not free. There is the VVIP, there is VIP entry, there is the general entry, and tickets are already being sold.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many people will be participating?
You mean in terms of the countries?
Right.
Okay, roughly we'll sum up, because I'll tell you even by today we're still having entry for other countries that we thought they were not going to be on board, like Egypt. For an example, we never thought we were going to have Egypt on board.
Right.
So because of the the noise that Zuri is causing out there and the concept itself. So we are still having a lot of countries that are coming in, but so far, in terms of entry, we have more than 26 countries. 24, 26 countries. But remember, they are queens, they are first princess, second princess.
Right.
So you'll be expecting more than 44 participants going up.
All right. Now, I want to pose a question to you, Paulette. I understand you'll be participating. What do you have in mind? What you will be looking forward to?
Oh, I'll be participating as the princess. Whatever I'm looking forward to is to win. Yes.
And where do you expect your king to come from? Or whoever comes, it's okay.
I will choose the all-African, and I'll appreciate a prince from any part of the Africa.
What kind of attire will you be having then? The one you have
I'll
now
be
or
representing
something
Kenya,
else?
so I'll just pick on one tribe from Kenya,
Right.
maybe Luo, and showcase.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Now, tell us about the ticketing and where we will find them as we wind up.
All right, before you get to there are no prince or contesting.
Okay.
There's only one prince who's just on the stage to usher, waiting for the princess. No, I'm not. I'll be enjoying the event.
Okay.
I'll be enjoying the event. In terms of
the tickets,
the adverts that are circulating with numbers that they need to call. Unfortunately, I don't know the number by head, but there is a number which...
And social media, maybe you can follow on...
Yeah, on social media, Facebook, you can follow Zuri Africa Queen. You can follow Zuri Africa Kenya.
Right.
So Zuri Africa Queen, follow Zuri Africa Kenya. Follow any Zuri Africa platform. Zuri Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, because the circulation is just going everywhere.
All right.
So all our contacts and all our details are there. Yeah, then Instagram is Zuri Africa Queen.
Awesome. Maybe
and the website, that's www.zuriafricaqueen.org. Yeah, so the website is the best platform if you get messed up with the high energy which is on social media right now. Yeah.
All right, I want to get the final words from our models to Malaysia from your end, because you're into this. What can you tell the young people out there and generally the public? What do you have a message for them? And if you could hold your mic close to your mouth, please.
About Zuri.
The modeling industry.
The modeling industry.
Right.
Okay, many models pass through a lot of struggles. I'll advise them to keep pushing and never give up. Keep hope alive. Thank you.
All right, next person.
I'd advise the young models to follow their dreams and be true to their hearts. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I will advise people, the young people, if they got the passion in modeling, just show it out. You may never know where your destiny lies. Yeah.
Exactly, thank you.
Okay, for me, what I'd like to say is that many models go through so much challenge, especially in this industry. But if you get the right, channel, if you get the right, like for me, Africa model, as an Africa model, it has helped me through a lot since I started modeling way back. But for now, you'll see that so many doors are opening. Being here is a privilege for me, and I thank Africa models. And I'd like to tell all the models out there, follow your dreams, be passionate in what you do, and you'll make it.
All right, before I let you go, how do I identify the places to go? Because we have people with talent out there, but they have no information. Where do I go? Where do I start? How did you get your breakthrough?
First of all, you always find that outside there are scouting for models. But if you happen to join the wrong agency, I won't mention names, but if you happen to join the wrong agencies, you'll end up getting disappointed. But if first of all, before joining any agency, do your research. Yes, do your research.
Thank you so much. Finally with you, tell us about, is it profitable to be in this industry? How are the models benefiting being here and doing this, and your final words?
I'll tell you one thing, what models need, it's a platform. Number one, you get the right platform, you get exposure. We have a brand that is giving these models, the people in the industry, exposure. Like for instance, they got about 3 amazing tours for next year. All the queens that are participating and the prince and the princesses, I mean, were participating. We got Germany, we got Asia. In fact, we got USA as well. We are liaising with the USA, but for the other 3 countries, we already got schedules. So we got a global tour. But Zuri Africa doesn't end on the event. It actually starts when the event starts. So what models need is to identify the right platform, because talent which is not exposed, it's nothing. When talent is exposed, that's how you tap into opportunity. Somebody's going to identify you.
True.
So what we create is a platform for these young guys to be then identified. And when you get the right opportunities, they tap into those opportunities because they're rightly positioned. So they need to position themselves. That's all I can say.
All right, many thanks for coming, and indeed many thanks for the models. 14th of December, which will be actually a few days from now at Western Hotel, they will be showcasing Africa, and indeed Kenya will be fully represented. They have been my guest here, and my guest speaker was Ryan Munengami. He's from Zimbabwe, right? So all the way from Zimbabwe to Kenya. Many thanks for keeping us company. This has been Y254 Lifestyle Wednesday with me, the Reverend Hilary. Have yourself a very good night.